Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the FLSUN S1 Pro. This was just announced, and this is going to be a first look video. I'm going to give you my perspective of this printer as a small 3D print farm owner. We print around 42,000 parts a year, and I have to say something. We have looked at printers that are fast. Behind me, I have a series of printers that are super fast, 200, 400, even 600 millimeters per second. This guy here, 1,200 millimeters per second. That's how fast it goes. And that translates to fast profit. We're talking about print jobs that typically take an hour to print in less than 30 minutes. That is speaking my language, and I'm sure it's going to speak yours too. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now, we've been testing out the FLSUN S1 Pro for several weeks now, putting in several hundred hours of print. I've been working really closely with FLSUN, giving them feedback on profiles, things that they should be considering, modifications that they should make in order to improve the printing experience for farm owners. Quality is really important to me, and we look at very clean parts that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also have great dimensional accuracy. So as we go through things, I'm going to give you that perspective of someone who creates parts, not the fun stuff like dragons, but things like this that actually generate profit, fixtures for creators, things of that nature that really will help you understand what place does this have in a farm. Because of the speed, I'm really excited about the potential of this printer. But again, I'm seeing still changes take place, so I would put this in the first look category as we were mentioning. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a closer look at the printer. We're going to see it print. I'm going to show you all the features that are important to me as a farm owner. And then we're going to go look at print quality. And actually, I like starting with the print quality first so you can get a sense of what you can get with this. Now, the other thing I wanted to highlight is that right now, there is a fantastic opportunity to pick up this printer very early at a significant discount. We're going to have links in the description area for you to check that out and see if this is something that's going to fit your needs. I will tell you from a rapid prototyping perspective, I can do rapid prints on this thing in 20 minutes where it would take me an hour and a half in some of the other ones as I'm doing fitting and I'm doing sizing and I'm doing iterating. That's a big deal for me. Also, I have other prints that I was testing out yesterday that were just taking 6 minutes to print. And they were small components that I was just looking for fit and precision before I built out the full parts. That is a big difference. So if you are hearing this and seeing this and saying, hey, that resonates with me, then you're going to want to check this printer out, because for rapid prototyping, it is incredible. And if you're doing fitting, it is incredible. But there's some things that you need to be aware of and things that FLSUN frankly needs to address as this product matures. Now, the very first thing I want to highlight about this printer is that it comes almost about 99% fully built. All you have to do is put in the front door that you see right here and the filament storage area as well. This is a tall printer. And it's also a heavy printer, so you're not going to be able to see everything on camera, but the amount of build time is absolutely minimum. It's just, again, putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, and then you're set to print. That's all there is to it. Now, as I mentioned, this thing is fast, and you hear in my voice that I'm really excited about this printer. I'm excited because of what it means to my business to print this fast. We're talking about max or peak flow rates of 110 millimeters per second, max acceleration of 40,000 millimeters per second, and max print speed of 1,200 millimeters per second. That is just, it's when you see the speed, it leaves you breathless, it leaves you speechless because it's so fast. Now, areas that they have to improve, and I'll tell you right up front, is on print quality. This thing is fast, and it does some things really well, and it does some things not so well. But as I've been working with FLSUN, they've been improving their print profiles to be able to maximize the speed and quality of what they're printing. Now, in addition to having just the speed and having, again, this gorgeous machine, you're looking at a build area that you see right there of 320 by 430. Right? So it has a really decent sized build area, which is going to allow for the things that I print, me to print a lot of things here. Max temperature for the hot end that you see all the way here at the very top, and we'll bring that on camera in a second, 350 C. You basically have AI inspection. This thing is quiet. Oh my God, is it quiet? We're talking about 55 decibels. I was really surprised. This is even more quiet than the actual T1 Pro, which we have in the background. This is quiet. Very quiet machine. Also, what I like is that they've been doing some work. I've been seeing the stuff that they're doing with the algorithms and to make things a little bit better with the printer, and that's still a work in progress. That's why this is a first look. It does have a HEPA filter with activated carbon filter. And the other thing I would say is, again, 50% savings in time to print, which is the big deal for me. As far as the bed goes, you're going to be able to get to 120C. The chamber, as you're printing and heat builds up, you're able to retain up to 50C, right? This is what we're talking about right here. So you'll be able to print some really nice materials that you typically wouldn't be able to print on other printers. And like I said, it's really quiet. I did print out their muffler just to see what kind of difference it would make when it comes to actually dealing with the actual noise that it would generate. And it did cut some noise down, but it didn't really have a lot to deal with in the first place. Now, the other thing, AI. It does have AI, but I would say that's still a work in progress. The AI testing that I was doing, it did detect if there was, for example, spaghetting. And one time there was some loose filament on there, and it detected it as that, so it had like a false positive. But I have not had any whatsoever when it comes to failed prints on this machine, which is really nice. Now, the other thing I just wanted to highlight also, it does have power off, resume capabilities. It then also has a built-in filament dryer, which I'm going to show you as well. It has a built-in camera. It does also support an app, and again, gives you all of the things that you would expect. The extruder, for those of you who are interested, it's 0.4 millimeter hardened steel nozzle, right? And we did talk about the temperature being up to 350C. And again, you're going to be able to print a variety of materials. You're going to be able to do ABS, ASA, PA, PC, PET. And then it's capable, right? But again, I'm concerned about the heat chamber and whatnot. It is capable, they say, of doing carbon, glass fiber, and reinforced PLA. Now, one of the things I will say is that I primarily print in our shop PLA. So my focus is really going to be in that space. So let me show you some of the prints I've been getting out of this. And we're going to put a benchy to print so you can see that in a couple seconds. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you some print samples that they supplied on disk or on memory. So right here, this is one of their print samples. And this did really well. Take a look at this detail. This is using FLSUN, their high-speed filament. And I was really surprised on how well this printed. Look at the inside. And everything is really nice and clean. And again, I've been testing this, and I've been getting new software almost every other week to test. So you're going to see some progression when it comes to the overall quality of the prints. I want to show you something that I was experiencing before, but I'm not seeing that anymore. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to show you this. So this is the first layer. Now keep in mind, like I just said, I was experiencing this before, but I'm not seeing this anymore. So don't judge it just because you see it now. But this is, again, some defects I saw in the first layer. So really nice first layer over here. But then I was experiencing this area here with extrusion. And I talked to them. Again, there's been several updates to the actual FLSUN slicer. Literally last night, I had the last version, which was 2. I think it's 02. So that's right now available out there. And but overall, this was really good. The area that I thought suffered was the bottom. I also then printed some other stuff. And let's see what we have right here. I did pick up a Mac Mini, the 4, and I printed this bracket that was available on MakerWorld so that I can mount my Mac Mini on the bottom. And I thought it did really, really nicely. Again, this is using their filament. So really, really nice had supports. Everything is, if you look at this area right here, how clean that is. I was really, really happy. Minimal stringing, and it just came out really nice. I could see this one right here as a part. If I actually sold these, I could see this as a part in our store because of the quality. I would be happy with giving this to a customer. Now, I did also print some other things here. I want to show you another part. And this came out really nice too. And I just want to show you the overall quality here. Now, we also print Polymaker PLA. So that's what we print a lot of. That's kind of like all of our prints. And this is the Polymaker matte PLA. It is not considered a high-speed filament, but I printed on high-speed printers. You can see in the back I have my Bamboos. I also have the K2 Plus. I have the T1 Pro. I have the Key Plus 4. So I'm giving you my perspective having had all these printers, right? And all of them are printing the same PLA. And you can see the kind of quality I'm getting out of this guy is spectacular, right? Especially right now with the opportunities to print something like this at 50% less time. So it's 50% faster than all my other printers. And if I was manufacturing a lot of these, this would be an incredible value for me because print time is important. The more parts I can churn out, the better it's going to be for me when it comes from a costing perspective. So We did some other printing, and I'm going to show you some other parts right here that I'll just take off camera. I'm going to separate it a little bit. So this is another part. We printed this all in the high-speed filament from FLSUN. This came out really nice. This is fast. It is incredibly fast. Again, 50% faster than it would be on my Bamboo or my K2 Plus or my Kitty, which are my fastest machines that I have. So, and everything came out really nice. Take a look at the quality that we have here. So this is another product that I would put in front of the customer, send this to a customer without any problem whatsoever. It just came out gorgeous. And what I love about it is the amount of speed that you know, the amount of time it takes is just really, really good. And for me, what we try to do is we try to keep an inventory all of our parts. So we have over 240 now parts, 240 different products that we sell, and we have them already printed. And what we end up doing with these is as soon as someone places an order, they ship pretty much same day. So having these machines running all the time and having the quality that we're talking about is important. So here's another piece, and this is in black, right? This is also using Polymaker PLA, and you can see how nice this came out, right? And this is a splitter, right, that we have to a 4-inch. Overall, just, again, great quality at high speed. Another part that I would put in front of the customer without any questions. I have a lot of other parts that look like that. I won't bore you with those. I did try, before doing that, I tried their PLA, again, their high-speed PLA. And then again, this is that same part, but using theirs. I wanted to see if there was any difference between, you know, the overall quality and the finish. And again, two different PLA products, but still, this came out really nice. And again, this is something I'd put in front of a customer. I also ran it using the same, you know, Polymaker PLA. I wouldn't supply this. I don't supply these parts in this color. There's some defects right here. Obviously, didn't see it in the other print, but you know, that's something that I can fix with the seam and the scarf. But all in all, this is something that without some of these defects, I would put it in front of a customer. And this happens. I've even seen this with some of my other printers where you have a defect here and there. But just want to show you again what I'm seeing off of the printer. Now, I have been in conversation with FLSUN because their printers do print incredibly fast. And the challenge that I'm running into is that some of the parts, you know, with those parts that are the circular ones, it doesn't have a problem. But when you start printing things with different shapes, I've been noticing that, at least again, this is not final software yet, the actual quality has been suffering in some areas. So this is, for example, a part that we would supply. And what you'll notice in this part is, first of all, the top finish I'm not too crazy about, right? You'll notice the sides right here, I'm having some defects, right? Now, filament calibration is important. Flow calibration is also, pressure advance. All of you who are avid 3D printers know that filament tuning is key to get great prints. Now, this is something that I've been doing. I've been testing out. This is with Polymaker. Actually, this is FLSUN high-speed PLA. And you can see some of the defects. Like this would be something I wouldn't put in front of the customer, but I'm working with FLSUN to kind of improve this. Overall, I would say the printer lacks the print profiles and the filament profiles that would make this product an incredible product. And I've been giving him that feedback. I said, you really need to focus on creating more print profiles. You have to also have more filament profiles out there, not just yours, to make this product successful, because different farms are going to specialize in different brands, right? And it's okay to do that. And I want to make sure that I have a product that I don't have to spend hours or days trying to tune. So this is what's coming off of theirs. And again, this is an early release. I expect this to get better, but I'm trying to be really, really transparent so that you get a sense of where this printer is right now in its evolution. We just got a software update yesterday, and this was their slicer came out. I've been testing out the slicer with different filament. And so this is Polymaker PLA now, and this is black. And it got better. Like, it got better. You see some stringing here that I can fix, but the corners got a little bit better, but I'm still getting the same kind of defects there on the side, right? So if you guys have any suggestions on settings that you think I should try changing, I have some things that I'm doing to it, but I know you guys always love making suggestions. Feel free to make suggestions. The bottom layer, though, spectacular. It's solid, right? That bottom layer, I can't ask for anything better than that. It's really, really good. But you can see that there's some opportunities still for the product to improve. Now, one of the cool things about it when you get your printer, it's going to come with several things. And I'll just bring this on camera right here. So you get this little nice kit. You have a glue stick. I don't use glue. I kind of don't want to. I don't care to. The PEI sheet works well. You do have some clippers, which are somewhere, some lube. You also then have this little, the little needles to be able to clean out if you need to. You have an extra nozzle as well. You have your Allen wrench, and these are just some parts that were there that I was playing with, as well as some other Allen wrenches here. So you get this little kit, which I appreciate, with their manual, and then an additional sensor that I'll bring on camera so you can see this one right here. So these are all the things that you're going to get with it. And that's my print experience, right? So now let's take a look at the software, and we'll go over the printer and go over, again, the things that I'm seeing. I know you can hear it in my voice. I'm excited about this machine. I'm not getting any compensation from FLSUN. I'm giving you my excitement as a business owner and having high-speed printing. That's where this is coming from. And I love, love, love the speed. So let's take a closer look at the printer, and then we'll go over some of the software, and then we're also going to run a print. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this all the way to the top. It's taller than I am, but here you have some of the crystals for filament. So that you can keep things dry, because it does serve as a dry box. And then here you have your actually spool. The spool actually rotates. It's not a fixed spool where your cardboard box rotates around it. It actually has bearings, and it moves with your actual filament, which I really like. It gets fed in through here. Let me pull back a little bit so you can see that. It gets fed in through here, and then it comes into the actual printer. And then you just close your door. And this is one of the pieces that you have to put together, right? It's four screws. Here's the other area that you have to do. You have to put in this piece right here. And then let me pull back for a second. We're going to go in here so you can see what's going on. We have, again, the actual Delta components in this printer. Everything is homed here, and it's locked in place. When you see this printing, this will come down. It has one of the fastest start to prints on any printer I've seen. So typically, if you do the calibration or you do anything on the K2 Plus, it can take several minutes. I have a video on that. Bamboos also take a long time. Kitty spends a long time. This one is super fast, right? It's just a really, really fast to print. You have also then, you'll see the CPAP come down, or you can see it right there. So basically, this is your filament tube. You have this release mechanism here. When you're going to change filaments, you have to pop out your actual Bowden tube and then cut it. And then basically what it does is it feeds out the filament. It doesn't work like the, like I would say, like the T1 Pro, where it actually extrudes it or retracts it automatically. This one you cut, and when you change filament, it kind of pushes it out, right? That's how that works. Let's go ahead and take a look at the build plate. Now, taking a closer look on the inside, you can see the panels. The panels are metal. There's no insulation, right? That's just a metal panel. You can hear that. But it's still relatively quiet. You also then see right here, there is another filament option. So you can feed filament through here to come into the printer. When you're going to change the filament, as I mentioned, this is the area that you just push in and pull this out, cut it, and then it will extrude it. On this side over here, you'll find your camera, and everything else is pretty much what you would expect from a printer. PEI sheet, which is removable, right? You pick it up, and it does come off easily. I've just been cleaning mine with some alcohol after every use. I haven't had any problems with any prints not sticking. Now, from a display perspective, this has one of the largest and best looking displays that I've seen. I love this initial view. The software is being updated as I see every update. And what you can see here is giving you just infomercial stuff like total speed or your top speed, millimeters per second, everything that we talked about with the build area. Interesting thing is that this splash page I can't get to once I start going in and start navigating, but I just wanted to show you this. You do have a button here that allows you to turn on and off the light, which is nice. Wi-Fi, time, temperature readings, right? Everything going on there. If I go into print, these are all the prints that I've been running. If I go into settings, here's where you can move. You can home things, your temperature. So we'll go into that. So you can see your temperature settings that you can have, cooling fan, etc. The different presets that you can have here, like PLA, ABS, PETG, Flex, and then cool it. The chamber cooling, right? The cooling fan. You also then have your filament here, load and unload, and you could say if you want a dry filament, so you can turn on the dryer inside, and it's going to give you all your readings. Your calibration here, motor calibration, bed leveling, and vibration compensation. So pretty straightforward. Now, if we go into, let's go into this area right here, which is the little file folder. Nice thing about this is that you have all your models and then you have your logs, but you also have your videos. I hadn't seen this done as well as it's done here. So if I choose this is the spool I was printing, it's showing you on screen what that experience looks like, right? So this is, again, if I can, I can literally play on it. I can download this as well. So if I go back to this, it's just super cool that you could actually see things like this on here. So you can see all the prints that I was doing. This is a spool for my bamboos. This is a part that I was printing out that just for testing, base plate. And here we'll do this one. Here is another part that I was printing and testing out. And then let's see if what else we have here that I can show you. Oh, here's the benchy. So we'll show you a benchy. You can see the benchy printing out in yellow. So a lot of cool stuff that you could do, just being able to see all these things and actually download them. If we go into, let's say, settings here, you have your LAN settings. You have also your AI. I haven't been doing a lot with this, like the spaghetti and this stuff. Maybe I would turn on the clog. I haven't done that one. These here on the bottom are still experimental. It's giving me some false positives, so I just leave them off. Here you have power off after printing, auto sleep, I have it at never, brightness, language. You have a user guide, and then you have about this machine. And this is where you'd be able to do any kind of firmware updates. I just tap this guy right here and see if there's anything. And there is no update available. Now we're going to go ahead and print out a bench, and I'm going to zoom out for a bit so that you can actually see the entire process. And there's going to be a couple of things that we're going to do, right? So in addition to doing the print, I'm actually going to look at how much sound is being generated from the actual printer as it's running. So let's go ahead and position ourselves right here so we can see everything going. And I'm going to go ahead and hit print for the benchy. And I'm going to go ahead, time lapse, I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to hit print. And you'll see how quickly it goes. So now print head is coming down. You're going to see that come down. And then I'm also going to turn on a sound meter so that we can see the kind of sound that's being generated. Right? So that right there is around 60 decibels, right? Because it's really loud. I'm going to close the door. "51 decibels, a little blurry. That's good. That's how much this door covers. I'm going to open it up again. All right, 65 decibels. Close it. Right, 49, 50 decibels. Now what we're going to do is going to watch it start. So you're going to see, the other thing I wanted to highlight is heating up the temperature to print is also really fast. We're already around 222 Celsius on the nozzle, and the print bed is at 45. And this also is very, very fast. And this is also something that's going to accelerate the print. And you'll see how quickly this guy is going to start and the actual printing process. Now, I'm going to be using some Polymaker PLA in this case, not their high-speed filament, because I just wanted to see how well it does with my filament versus their filament. And while this thing starts up, I want to show you a couple other parts that I printed. So this is a part that I put in. This is just a desk piece that I created or printed for my office for pens, and then also for knickknacks that I'm going to put right here. This is terracotta, and it did really, really well. I did notice that there is a little line right here that I wish wasn't there. But once again, they're still making improvements to the software. But this will give you kind of a sense of what you can get out of it as it is right now, and what I would consider a pre-release version. So right now the temperature is around 54. It hit 55, so the print should start now, 220. And then we should see it lay its first line of filament any second now, and then it'll get into print. So we'll see it kick off. The other thing I'll highlight about the printer is standby is silent. You hear nothing. This is like super quiet. I typically leave all my printers on all the time. And I've been using this wirelessly. I have not used the USB ports at all. I do like the fact that the USB ports are in the front. When we think about the K2 Plus the film, the actual USB is on the side, which is good, but I would prefer to have it in the front like this. I think this is nice implementation. And then going back to the screen, this is a really, really nice screen. So other thing that you could do is you can obviously increase speed. It's already going to kick off here if you wanted to. There it goes. First layer on this is great right now. I'm going to let that first layer kick off, and then I'm going to stay quiet and just bring in the actual sound meter so you can see what this looks like now, and then when it speeds up as well. All right, so hitting speeds of 300, 600 millimeters per second. We're going to let this run a little bit. The fan's turned on now, so now it's going to get really serious. That guy's going fast now. You saw that hit 1,000 millimeters per second, 400, 1,000, and then we'll go back to the sound meter. That is quiet, guys. That is quiet. I'm gonna open this up. Go ahead and close it. 1,000 millimeters again. You're going to watch this thing go through because this is going to print really fast. 20% of this benchy is already done, and it's only been a minute since it's been running. One thing I'd like to see here that I don't see, and I wish it did have, is not only the time that has gone past, but then also how much time is remaining. I gave them that feedback as well. I think that's important for many of us to see. So I'd love to be able to see that as well. You can see right there, 26%, and it's just 2 minutes already. And you can see the kind of speeds that we're hitting right there. And the quality of the benchy, for something that's going to be coming out this fast, right, is pretty spectacular, I would say. Look how far that guy has gone. Let's go ahead and zoom into that. You can see that. That is fast. So you can see right there on the bottom, you can still see the actual speed, 600 millimeters per second right there. Let me see if I can position ourselves so you can see a little bit of both more. There it goes. 1,000. And Deltas, as it is, have an advantage over the Core XY type printers, obviously because of the design and how much speed it can get. But at this speed, and then also the quality for something this fast, and also given the fact that this is just a first look, I'm really, really impressed with this machine. Really impressed with this machine. And I know that, I expect that it's going to get better with the releases of the software. And by the time many of you get this in hand, I expect that this will be, I hope this is going to be really well tuned. I know I'm going to continue to work with FLSUN, giving them some feedback every night on the filament profiles, things that we can do to improve things. I really want to make sure that this is in my rotation for our farm, for all products. Right now, when it comes to the products that I showed you, like these guys right here, this is pretty much a yes for me. Like doing any of these things, this printer is going to be in the farm, no doubt. It's going to come down to some of the other parts. Here's another part that I was printing in their high-speed filament, which they gave me their yellow. These parts right here, and it's kind of glowing right now on the camera, but this is this kind of stuff that I'd like to see improved. Right now, 3 minutes in, and 50% of this benchy has been print. This is what I'm talking about. It's crazy. It's just crazy, the kind of speed that you're going to get from it. The one thing I also wanted to highlight is I found this interesting, and this probably happens with all printers, but this was in the box as soon as I picked it up. And I like the fact that they included this little quality control card indicating that it had been reviewed and inspected. So I like the fact that that's there too, just ensuring that they're doing some quality control and checks. And we know that with a lot of the printers that we've been seeing lately, there's been some quality issues, which happens when you do large scale manufacturing. So seeing those quality checks is cool. For those of you who are curious on the PLA that we're running, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we have here. So this is what I typically run, which is the Polyterra PLA, right? This is black, which I was using to run those pieces that you saw, those vent parts. I was also using their PLA high speed for FLSUN. This was the yellow that we used. And I also have a red here as well that they gave me. That was what I used as well. And this is the red that I used, right? Pull it out so that's in focus, right? Works well, but I wanted to see what they had the printer tuned for and what kind of quality we were getting. Now that terracotta look is a filament that I haven't really had a lot of experience with, and so I've been testing it out. I also have their filament dryer. I'm going to have that review on the channel. But here, for example, is what I'm looking at. Let me make sure this is in focus. So that's what the terracotta is. Again, I'm not going to say that it's designed for high-speed printing, but the printing speed of 230, or actually that's a temperature. What's our printing speed? Yeah, 200. 200 is pretty good, right, for this. So let's go back to the print. And 72% of this Benchy is print in 6 minutes. Guys, 6 minutes. Crazy, 6 minutes. It's like, and I'm keeping you guys throughout this. This is almost like a first look video, but also live stream kind of combo, because we're gonna see this Benchy print, because I just want to show you how fast it is and how well the quality is. So we're going into 6 minutes, print speeds of anywhere from 100, 300 up to 1,000, right? And we'll see how things look. And by the way, again, we're capturing this as well with the time lapse. And you saw the sound. You know, how much noise is this thing making? I look at a printer that if I wanted to do prototyping and have it right next to me as I'm doing it, this is one that I could have next to me without a doubt. Let me show you this. Yeah, that is doable. That is really doable from a sound perspective. There we go. 87% of that Benchy in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. All right, we're almost done with this. So, you know, as we're getting close to wrapping up this first look, I want to try out some other filament choices with it. I also want to be able to get my standard products, which are important to our business, out using this printer. And, you know, this opens up a lot of different options for me when it comes to speed. So I'm going to continue to work with them throughout the next couple of weeks to see how we can get the filament down to where it needs to be, at least the profiles. And hopefully, you know, they can work on getting more profiles done. That's one thing that we spoke about, and they're committed to. They realize that that's important. 97% of the Benchy is already done in 8 minutes. 8 minutes to do this Benchy. 8 minutes. And still, you'll notice the temperature is holding well. So 220, 221. You can see the bed temperatures. Right now it's 60. And it's done. 8 minutes to get a Benchy. 8 minutes, right? So we're going to go ahead and open this up. And it says that it took, 8 minutes. That came off nicely. Now remember, 8 minutes, so be kind. Right? 8 minutes. And again, I'm not using their filament, I'm using mine. And you can see, again, some defects here. Right? And some of the stuff that's going on here. Their Benchy with their filament, I got to see if I can find it, was a lot cleaner than this. But this is what I was looking for, to see how fast I could get something like this printed. Now I wanted to show you, again, what did their filament do, or the quality. So high-speed filament did a little bit better than the Polymaker, not high-speed. You can see the details right there. Both of these have fantastic first layers, good adhesion, but you can see that there is some defects that you can see here. But it's an 8-minute Benchy, right, guys? It's 8 minutes. And I'm still seeing, for example, the lift that I'm getting is pretty spectacular when it comes to print finish. So I want to show you what I'm talking about with some of the common things that I print and some of the slicer, what the slicer values are, what it's telling me from a speed perspective. Take a look at how long it takes to print that model in some of the fastest printers that I have in my farm. First of all, this is the K2 Plus, and I'm going to go ahead and slice this file. So I'm going to go ahead and slice it. And I think I may have sliced this one already. So let's go ahead and just move it, and we'll hit slice again. So this one right here is going to take me, it looks like 58 minutes and 39 seconds. That's how long it would take to print this file. Let's take a look at the next printer. Now here I have my Bamboo. Now this could be a P1S, this could be an X1C. You know, any one of these is going to yield the same results. I'm going to hit slice. And this is going to take 1 hour and 3 minutes. 1 hour and 3 minutes. Now let's go ahead and look at the Keytie. This is the Keytie 4 Plus or Plus 4. We're going to slice it. And this one's going to take 1 hour and 16 minutes. Now let's look at the FLSUN. And we're looking at the S1 Pro, right? And I'm going to use their high-speed filament as the profile. And hit slice. This is going to take 29 minutes and 29 seconds. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm so excited about the speed of this printer. We just got to get the quality up. Just got to get that quality where it needs to be. And if we can print at this speed, this will be a game changer for anyone having a farm, being able to produce products at this speed, at quality. It's just going to improve production, reduce costs. It's just going to be a great, great win if we can get this to print at the quality levels that a farm requires at this speed. Fantastic. So guys, that wraps up our first look of the FLSUN S1 Pro. See you in the next one.